Hey guys, my name is Bree. Welcome to my channel. So one thing you should know about me is that I'm pretty much obsessed with Korean dramas. Okay, if you know me personally and you don't know that by now, we cannot be friends. I'm just kidding. So I was introduced to Korean dramas by my friend when I was about 14 or 15, and it was the funniest thing. I was an otaku when I was younger, which means that I read a lot of anime and watched a lot of manga. I feel like that should be the other way around. I'm just joking, guys. Don't kill me. Like, put those pitchforks down. I mean, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. So yeah, so she comes up to me one day and she's like, oh my god, there are these people in the show that look exactly like anime characters, but they're real. So yeah, I definitely had to check that out, and I was hooked ever since, pretty much. For those of you who don't know the drama that I'm referring to, it's called Boys Over Flowers. If you've watched it, awesome. If you've not watched it, I think that you should check it out because it's a pretty good starter drama. My goal in life is to convert everyone to a drama watcher for at least one period of their lifetime. One by one. Anyway, so I decided I'd do you guys a solid and recommend 6 Korean dramas that you should give a try so that you can feel out the Korean lifestyle and their dramas and what they're like. I'm trying to make all of them of a different drama so that you can actually get a feel of the different types of Korean dramas that exist. So stay tuned because this list is going to be awesome. Okay, so my first drama recommendation is Playful Kiss. It is just like Boys Over Flowers, so I'm just going to bulk them both in the same pool because they're both dealing with pretty much the same theme, which is popular guy, unpopular girl pairing. Popular guy meets unpopular girl. He's a douche to unpopular girl, and at the end of the day, he ends up falling for her and all goes well. However, the difference is that Playful Kiss, they are brought together by unforeseen circumstances and they're pretty much forced to tolerate each other. And my next drama recommendation is City Hunter, which is for people who like action / mystery / suspense. It is a pretty great drama. I've watched it about 4 or 5 times now because I have nothing to do with my life. This drama is pretty complicated, so bear with me as I try to remember each detail, or as I try to explain them properly because it's a lot to take. So the main character is basically the son of a commander who was sent by South Korea with his best friend to fight against some North Koreans, but they ended up being betrayed by the South Korean officials, and the father was murdered along with other people who were fighting with them. The best friend was the only one who survived, and therefore he raised the guy's child, the main character. Am I confusing you? I feel like I'm confusing myself. The main character, he is raised by the best friend as his uncle, so I will refer to him as the uncle from now on. Okay, so the main character has a moral compass, and therefore even though he's raised as an assassin, he doesn't actually want to kill anyone. So it's pretty interesting because it's kind of the battle between the uncle and his motives and the main character and his motives, and you see basically what the main character has to go through because all he knows as he's growing up is how to fight and everything. It's pretty cool, has a lot of action, has a lot of guns and fighting and explosions, and the main character is Lee Min-ho, which is the guy from Boys Over Flowers. So you get to see the contrast between his character in Boys Over Flowers and his character in City Hunter. I think he does a pretty good job portraying his characters because they're so different, and he is a pretty good actor in my opinion. Another drama that I'm going to recommend is Queen In Hyun's Man. It's a time traveling drama for those of you who like sci-fi. It's also a great drama that would allow you to learn more about the Joseon era, because it is about a guy who is from the Joseon era. Basically, he gets access to a talisman which allows him to time travel between the Joseon era and 2012. And it's really interesting because you get to see the differences between the culture, language, dress, everything from Joseon era and the present day era. And it's also really interesting because his reactions are so logical, and I think that if I were in the situation, my reactions would be pretty similar. So it's kind of realistic in that way. The chemistry between the main characters, in my opinion, was amazing, to the point where I shipped them after the drama was over. So I recommend it a lot. Keeping up with the sci-fi genre, the next drama that I'm going to recommend is My Love from the Star, also known as Man from Another Star, also known as You from Another Star, also known as other things that I'm really not bothered to mention right now because it's a long list. So this drama is pretty much about an alien, beautiful alien, beautiful handsome alien. Anyway, an alien who is stuck on Earth. He is there from the year 1609 all the way through to 2014 because he tries to save a girl, ends up missing his trip home. So he's basically stranded for the entire time. He has supernatural abilities. He is immortal, and he basically finds love at some point in his time. And it's a beautiful drama because you get to see his interactions with the human being that he falls in love with. And the drama, the scripting is pretty good. The visual effects are awesome. And I think that you should check it out if you want to see like something different from the typical K-drama plots. If you're interested in melodramas and dramas with serious plots, I recommend That Winter the Wind Blows. It is such a sweet drama, but yet still it's so sad, but yet still it's so heart-wrenching, but yet still it's so angering. I don't know, like, it's just something that fills you with so much emotion. It's basically about a guy who's a con artist and a douchebag, and he lies to a girl who's visually impaired and tells her that he is her brother so that he can get access to her inheritance because, again, he's a douchebag. And at the end of the day, after some evidence and some time, she begins to believe him, and she actually starts to agree, and he's still a douchebag, but at the end of the day, he falls for her. You know, these things do happen. But you really sympathize with the main girl because you see that a lot of what she's going through, you know that she's being played, and you can't do anything about it, even though you want to punch him in the face because he's a douchebag. Anyway, you also get to sympathize with him at some point in time because you get to see like his backstory and blah 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 and blah blah. But it's really interesting. The characters are really interesting. The emotion that they portray and they just spill onto you is amazing. The actors, I think, would deserve Oscars if they were in America. Finally, if you're looking for something more recent, I would recommend a drama called The Legend of the Blue Sea. It's basically an adaptation of The Little Mermaid, about a mermaid who goes find a human on land and to get him to fall in love with her. But the main girl is really hilarious. She makes you break down in laughter. The main guy is again Lee Min-ho. I really don't know why I mentioned him like 3 times in this video, but it just so happens that all the dramas that I like are the ones that he's in. I didn't even realize it until now that I had him 3 times in this video. More proof that I like his acting, I guess. But anyway, thanks for checking in, guys. I really hope that you check out those dramas. If you do, if you don't, well, at least I tried. But I'll get you, my pretty. Anywho, see you guys again next time. Peace. I'm out.